of research and data collection. The first part, which is only a survey, you get the state of affairs in society or social institution. On that basis also you can estimate, as I mentioned. But if you want to be more predictive and more, forward about what things are going to come, then you have to have a logical set of propositions. So in research you have to make a distinction. What type of research you are going to pursue? Is it going to be a formal research or is it going to be less formal research? I conducted a study of university teachers some time back. In a little formal manner. And that was about the degree of their commitment to their work and commitment to their aspirations. It's very interesting. To match aspiration with commitment. About 300 teachers of a university. So what does it look like? This gives you typology of concept, conceptual framework. The concepts are not there, but you have a framework which will generate concepts. This in technical language in social research is called property space. Property space is a term which is used for such categories. I will give you an example. If you want to study the career of teachers, all of us, then of course one aspect is our aspiration. Aspiration. We all aspire to do something. And the second aspect is, which formal reason here, achievement. Now, what is the relationship between aspiration and achievement? You can go into this issue in a formal manner. So, we developed a model, two-dimensional model. One was aspiration, and the other was achievement. High, low, high, low. High and low. So you have a category called teacher who is high in aspiration as well as high in achievement. You have to give a name for this teacher. Use some term. It generates concept. That is simple category. This is space. You can call it innovator. But there is a category of teachers who are high in aspiration but low on commitment. Very interesting. There are teachers high on aspiration, they want more power, more access to, but actually they are not performing, they are not writing articles on it. So it is a campus politician. Campus politician. They are very interesting chaps, but they don't work, they only talk, mobilize. So you have a category, a conceptual category like campus politicians, isn't it? You have this on campuses. They don't have time to write books, but they're not an articulation. Then you have also a category who is high in aspiration but low on achievement. High in aspiration and low in aspiration and high in achievement. There are teachers who don't aspire, but they keep on working, writing their books and things of that kind. They don't call for or crave for immediate attention and recognition. There are many such people, but there are stoics. You see? Campus stoics. They are low in achievement. Oh, I'm sorry. High in achievement and low on aspiration, yes. They are stoics, they don't want to look up. Yeah, I know many people who are a leader, associate professor, they do not want to become a professor for various reasons. And then you have a type which is both low on achievement and low on aspiration. Low both. You know, what do you call this that? Campus. A teacher who is low in aspiration and low in aspiration. LL. LL.
So this is HL. This is
HL.
LH. So we are meaning LL.
Obviously HL.
Yeah.
HL.
First one will be
You can use whatever words you want. But why I am putting this before you is that is a formal model of concept formation. So concept formation has many avenues, but no research is possible without concepts. You have to use methods to arrive at your concepts. Once you have this kind of setup, then you will start researches. You go and interview people, you develop a schedule or a questionnaire, whatever. You get a sample, you go into sample survey, and on that basis you come out with your results. And you come out with your results, proving or disproving this proposition. Now this is a formal, little more formal structure. Now, why it is formal? Because you can apply many statistical models. Now you can do think I'm not right. What is the scaling method? The scalar analysis. I don't know if you are familiar with the scale formation, the scalar analysis. I will give some examples. What a scalar analysis does is if you have their own propositions. So you proposition X. The proposition, like most teachers, spend time in politics and in studies. Most teachers spend more time in teaching. So you have response to this into agree, strongly agree, don't agree. You get the point? And then each of these two numerical value. So it is from 1 to 5. So 3, 2, 1. On that basis, you categorize every teacher into categories like 3, 2, why 5 is the highest, and so on. Then you work out from this list the median. Median is the midpoint of the enumerated values. And from that midpoint, you say the midpoint, anyone who is above the midpoint is high. Below is low. Below is low. So you categorize the teachers on the scale of aspiration and commitment into categories like high, low, high. That's right. Average. Yeah. So you have a set of teachers who are highly in commitment, and there are also high in aspiration. You know, this is little formal. So what do you call this man? You know, this is one thing. I've given an example of concept formation through property space. Because these are all property spaces, but they are not concepts prefixed. So you have to give your own judge for that. It gives you flexibility, and it also gives you the power of production, prediction, and character. So I conducted this study how the campus is very agile and progressive if most teachers are in this category. And a campus is rather political and all that. If most categories are low.
So what was your finding about the campus?
It was good. It was good. In Rajasthan University, I studied 300 teachers, and it did positive result. This was quite alright. It was quite alright. But you can do it about any university and you come out with prediction.
Sir, you use survey method?
Pardon?
Sir, you use survey method in this research.
This is the research.
Sir, you use survey method.
Yeah, survey and also questionnaire.
You use this, sir?
What was it? What was in the way you can say normal. Because I had to ask them, agree? Is normally agree? So you have to give them a statement. A statement will be a statement which will show the teachers having an aspiration of different kind. So I make aspiration questions.
You made a questionnaire.
Questionnaire, yes. Questionnaire will be a set of questions. Agree, disagree.
5 point scale.
So 3-point scale or 5-point scale as you like it. But you have to make statements and answer to those statements. Agree, disagree, dual, agree, disagree, strongly disagree. Then you have 3-point. So every teacher will be given a score.
So people are honest about this part. Huh?
Well, experience was that if you ask questions without their name, address or name, and you show them about the secrecy and other things, they will respond. But as soon as you have measures which will identify them, then there is a problem.
Then people hide this type of
They have to be very confident about your veracity. But normally confidence does not exist. You have to show it by your method. For instance, in the early part of the questionnaire, when you ask for name, age, category, lecturer, associate professor, etc., etc., you omit those aspects which are identified, which can be misused, and go without that. And since they are all learned people, you don't have to ask questions, you give them the questionnaire, and they fill it up. I was conducting this survey, and I have to top level, elites. The book is published, Elites and Non-Violence.
I just would like to add what she was asking. How does one address, and you have done it earlier, this is at the level of individual as the unit of answers. Like you are asking to each individual a questionnaire. But as she said, as she was trying to ask, in a way it is also very reductionist, psychologistic, by taking individual in isolation from society. So, as you mentioned earlier, in many deeds, you talked about getting from an individual to the diets to get a better, what you call the research itself, efficacy, moving from individual to diet to cliques.
Well, as far as this question is concerned, it is in a way built into the research. Because collectivities exist of individuals, and individuals have various levels of commitment and aspiration as I said. So when you talk of a category like class, you talk of a category like caste, then the dynamics of class and caste will be determined by the number of individuals who have one type of aspirational structure as against the other type. This is what Martin called the reference group theory. A reference group is an aspect, that is, our behavior is influenced not by what I achieve, but also by what I see others achieve. Now this others achieving is the reference group. Now the reference group varies from gender to gender, from class to class, from place to place. You see? So this is the invisible, always governing the visible. And ethnometallurgy is another example where it takes you into a realm which is neither visible nor totally invisible, but which is located elsewhere in linguistic structure, for instance, language. So you see, we analyze the language that people spoke, and you get to know about what their orientation is. So you see, in social research, both formal and not so formal, or narrative, or survey, you have possibilities of prediction, you have possibilities of estimation, that's very important, and you have possibilities of innovation. You can go on constantly to innovate about the terms that you have used, about the formulations that you have used. And important thing in this kind of research is that when you only talk and write and forget about what you have talked, so if after 5 years or so you want to study it again, then no background to compare. It gives you a comparative advantage that you have material which you studied 10 years ago. For instance, when we were conducting the study of sociology of non-violence, it was a UNESCO project in which I and my colleague Mudikan, we were involved, 2 of us. And we interviewed elites from South Asia, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and India. We divided India into five zones, and 50 from each zone, and 50 from the 2 countries. That means 100 from Sri Lanka, the coastal area, and the Kandy area, the hill area. Nepal we divided into Tarai area and the Gorkhali area. You know the kind of problem we have now. And 50-50. So we interviewed them personally. That was one part. We generated criteria. We used a questionnaire. And I was very happy that some very top people, Supreme Court judges, ministers, and even top politicians, chief ministers, constructive leaders we interviewed in Kerala and Supreme Court judges in Sri Lanka. Of course, Namboodiripal we interviewed, but Namboodiripal did not fill up the questionnaire. He only gave 4 of them. So we have this material. I think this is available someday, someone wants to make any study. It will be a mine of information. But quintessence of the survey was that at that time, I think at that time, that non-violence by the intellectual classes was not seen or accepted as an ethical category, as a moral concept. They want it as a sociological category. And when it came to non-violence, this value as a sociological category, then they found that the model which really worked was class conflict. And in fact, in other words, Marxism appealed to them more than Gandhi. These are the findings. They were more active with the intellectual output of the Marxist category and the political category than the moral category. So, moralistic view of non-violence was not accepted. In fact, Gandhi was not accepted. How far it has changed now? It is something to observe. The material is there, because this is a very, very challenging issue when you research. The findings that you come across are comparable to findings later on, and that is one value of research, documented research. Oral communication is not useful, because you talk today and you forget tomorrow. Interview material is also not significant, because the output of the interview, which you translate into your own language, is what is recorded. So research, I will conclude that way, that researcher use it, open it to questions. There are two types, mainly, which you have to deal with. Whether you are oriented to fact-finding, where you don't have to be formal, where you don't have to have any theoretical proposition to test, and you may have a formal model where you have the propositions to test, and on that basis you want to get formal proposition. Now the formal proposition has one disadvantage, that is this is narrow domain. Formal studies predictions are within the boundary of the questions sets that you have used. But the survey design is more open-ended. You can go on observing, adding and subtracting and so on. So it both have advantages. Formal research model has advantage of prediction, concrete estimation, and planning, if you want to do the further. Survey design also has advantages of estimation, but not prediction, because it has not been tested. It's just a fact-finding statement. So I may conclude that for a researcher, a combination of both strategies is important. You have to be conversant with methods of survey. What are the methods of survey? First you have to have students without question. You have to have a problem. Then you narrow down the domain of your observation. Then you narrow down the techniques of observation. Then you develop a method of processing of data. Issue that and you want to scale or you don't want to scale. And then you constitute the findings as predictive categories. These are the steps which are inherent into any research work, which deals with communication as much as any other problem. In communication research, in fact, you have more advantage, but you have also boundaries. Because no communication research is without a boundary of problems. And you have advantage of boundary limited, so that you can get more formal model. And you also have liberalism of the open-endedness if you don't work with formal. So research involves awareness of these two strategies. Research involves your sensitivity to numbers, enumeration, statistical analysis possible, and if possible, some formal stochastic analysis of data, that is product injections,